are now listening to Lower Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lower Road Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lower Road Radio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lower Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. How you doing today?
So I've been reading a lot online about...
I was like, for a second, I was like, oh, nice. And then you said online. And I'm
well,
like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, there's more to this. I've been reading a lot online lately about the dangers of sugar in the American diet. And so I've come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop reading things online.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah.
Listen, you go to like these like little town that's like, what's the longest living town in America? And it's like some podunk town in like Minnesota, and they're eating bacon and pancakes
and oatmeal.
They eat pie with every meal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, the websites that I just absolutely hate are the bait ones where you have to click through the slideshow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you're on the slide 36 trying to get through it because you want to see what this childhood actor looks like today.
Yeah, you'll never believe.
You'll never believe what little Anakin Skywalker looks like today.
And then the cameraman just kept rolling. That's another one. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Like this happened and the cameraman just kept rolling. You know?
Yeah.
So, internet.
Clickbait.
Do you believe that the world is a better place because of the internet?
Oh, that's a good question. The short answer is yes.
Okay.
I do. I think it's better. Mm-hmm. I mean...
I hear you. There are certainly a lot of things about it that are great. Specifically, the safety things, the like medical things. Like it is saving people's lives, the internet, in a way.
Right.
It's,
and just information at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Being able to... shopping online is awesome.
Yeah, shopping online is great.
Amazon... Not a sponsor of the show.
We've done all of our school shopping on Amazon.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper, or at the very least just as cheap, and they bring it to our front door.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I sometimes I long for the non-internet days.
Yeah, the nostalgia in me, I like that.
I think that's actually my favorite thing about Stranger Things, is that I feel like they just nailed the time period so well.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a show about anything, or there are a lot of things.
You're saying because it was based in the 80s, like they drilled it. So whether the content was like creatures, or aliens,
like if we were like 50 years old when The Sandlot came out, I think we would look at that as like, oh man, that or like if we were like in our 30s when like Wonder Years came out.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's just it's the nostalgia. That's just great. But the thing that I do like about it is just, I just see, and I didn't mean to get on any kind of soapbox. I had no idea we were going to talk about this. But I just see so many people just so disconnected. And that bothers me. And younger people who can't, like, they do not know how to look you in the eyes and have a conversation.
That is true.
Those kind of things, I think, we're just way worse off. And they've done a lot of studies about just even what like scrolling through your phone does to you, like before you go to bed every night. Like it like puts you in a really bad place to even have a good night's sleep. And to our phones are designed to give us like little dopamine rushes, whether it's a game or an app that's like social media or something like that. Like they want us to have that sense of completion, that sense of I just did something, and it's like that quick, instant gratification that you're just giving your brain over and over and over again. And then when you get away from it, you're like, you don't know what to do. When we went camping last week, it was like a no phone thing. You know, like we let them have their phones on them in case there was a text or a call that, they need to get back to. But just in general, it's like we're not sitting down going to be on our phones. And it just takes a minute for them to like kind of like, yeah, okay, this is, and my kids aren't even, are by far not the worst right. Whatever transgressors of this thing that I've seen. I mean, it's.
Well, I've noticed
really
in
bad.
our house, I think I may have mentioned this to you one time, but occasionally our power goes out. Mm-hmm. And this actually, I don't know why the power at our house goes out frequently.
You are in a bad grid, I think.
I'm telling you, like once every 8 weeks it goes out.
I could walk to your house in 10 minutes, and my power has gone out. I don't think my power has gone out in the last 4 years, once.
Once every 8 weeks, my power goes out. For like 8 hours at a time. And I don't get it, whatever. And it's the whole block.
Yeah.
But anytime that happens, like the internet shuts down.
Right.
In our house. Mm-hmm. Wi-Fi is down, the internet is down. All the kids hover in the downstairs. We sit around the couch. They instantly bust out the Monopoly and the Uno and stuff like that. But I think my kids have a better time when the power's out.
Absolutely.
Than when the power's on. Mm-hmm. Having said that, I think we should all become Amish.
See, there's the problem. Is you go too far, and I don't want to live there. I
want to bathe. I want indoor plumbing.
See Stranger Things season 4.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to somebody the other day, and they lived. They had some friends that lived like close to Amish country, and the Amish would like walk by their house and things like that. And they said they were over at their house watching TV one day. They had a big kind of picture window, in the living room. And they turned around, and a bunch of Amish people are standing there watching their TV, like these kids, know. And they turn around and look, and look at them, and the kids all scatter and run away. There's the issue right there: is raising your kid in seclusion and just making them wonder.
I mean, it's both extremes, right?
Yeah.
If you can't live without the internet, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. And on the other side, if you kill all things, electronic, power, internet, everything, that's not good either.
Yeah, especially in a world in which they exist. So
there's a happy medium.
Well, there it is. That's a show. No? Do we have more to talk
our
about?
show would not exist without the internet.
That's a good point. We would just be two idiots talking into microphones.
And we've done that.
All right. What is your first thing this week that you got to talk about?
You're familiar with the country of Brazil.
Yes.
It's in South America.
Soccer country.
The Olympics were there just last year.
Volleyball country, soccer country. They speak Portuguese.
Correct. That's where the Amazon is.
The Amazon is there.
I mean, it's a fabulous country.
There's something called a Brazilian butt lift that I don't know what that is. It's some sort of procedure, surgical procedure.
I don't know what that is.
I'm just trying to
Isn't this the big statue of Jesus and
it's what is that called? The big statue of Jesus. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so all of those things have nothing to do with this, but the president of Brazil, okay, has come out and said this.
Yeah.
In an effort to save the world, to save the planet.
Good. I'm
right because Amazon jungles are getting burned down left and right.
I'm pro saving the planet. By the way, I
am too.
Yeah.
The president of Brazil has suggested that we should only poop every other day.
Okay.
As a way to save the planet.
That doesn't work for me.
So, listen. What he's saying is this: we flush way too much, and we are putting extra toilet paper
I hear it.
Flushables
I hear that.
in the toilet.
Yes.
And if we flush this every single day, we're just compiling more garbage, wasting more water, causing more problems.
Sure.
If you could hold it, poop every other day, you're going to wipe less. Mm-hmm. You're going to poop the same amount.
Well, can I say you might not wipe less? You know what I mean? You could be creating problems that cause more wiping, actually.
That's debatable. Mm-hmm. I mean, in a single poop, the average wipe is what? 12 wipes? How many?
12?
I
like you're going back to the toilet paper 12 times?
Yeah. In small increments. I mean, I'm not like digging deep every single wipe.
Okay.
Just like, a little bit here, a little bit here.
Yeah, it's a little descriptive, but I mean, 12 is probably double, maybe, my average.
6?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's 1.
It can't just be 1.
Yeah.
You got to have a safety, a backup.
That's the 1.
That's number 2. Number 2 is like, okay, I needed to make sure that there's nothing there.
Once I know. If you
can't have a 1. That's impossible.
I do 1s all the time. They're called Teflon craps. And it's when you don't have to wipe.
Okay. Now, I just think there's some merit to this idea.
You like this idea?
I kind of like this idea.
I
haven't pooped in 3 days.
I'm very against this idea.
Well, I've started keto.
Well, you poop less.
I poop less.
Well, also, it's not exactly in everyone's control. Sometimes you can't hold it.
That is true.
The other thing that I would say is there are some courtesies in this world that we all owe to each other, one of which is the courtesy flush. So if you're in a public restroom,
that is true.
The moment you can flush it, you do flush it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that happened every other day, you're flushing less courtesy flushes.
I think this is a dumb idea, and it seems impossible to get everybody on board with.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's obvious. Not everybody's going to be on board with this.
I mean, can you police this?
You could try. I mean,
it seems
government
difficult.
tries to police all sorts of things that they shouldn't.
Maybe you put some sort of detection agent on every toilet.
Well, what if every toilet only had 10 flushes a day? Like, you've got to utilize your flushes.
Yeah, but multiple people could be using one toilet. So,
well, maybe you get credit for the number of people in your house.
Okay.
So you get the number of people times 5 flushes.
I think at this point, people are just going to be pooping and not flushing it, and just like if you only get so many flushes, but if you got to go,
I mean, that might be another way to save the planet. If in our house, if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow.
Are you serious?
Listen, I've got 4 boys.
Yeah.
And we like to save water.
That seems like a bad rule.
It's actually not a rule. They never flush
they just
for
don't.
anything.
It's
No,
not
they
a
just
rule.
never flush.
It's just they don't.
They just never flush.
Well, in Montana, when we lived there, we had a cistern for our water. I hauled my water.
Yeah.
Which I had a 200-gallon water tank in the back of my truck, and every day on my way home from work, I'd get another load. Sometimes, maybe twice.
Did you go through 200 gallons a day?
No, but my goal, we would go through about 1,000 gallons a week.
Okay.
So I couldn't do that every day necessarily. My goal was to do it at least 5 times a week.
Right.
But sometimes water would be low. And in general, we told the kids at a formative age, we did have the rule, mellow, let it yellow.
Yeah. Mellow, if it's yellow, let it mellow.
If it's brown, flush it down, because we were trying to save water.
Yeah.
Not to save the planet, to save my truck and all of that. So then when we move out of that house into places where we can flush freely, they just are conditioned to do that.
So they still do that?
No, we've trained them now. They're pretty good now. Not always, I would say, but they do pretty good. That was a pain.
Oh, yeah?
It wasn't so bad, except the worst part was there was one day in particular, it was 20 degrees below zero.
Yes.
And I'm leaving for work in the morning, and before we go to bed, we find out that our water's low. Like, you would turn it on, and it was so low that there was no water there.
Yeah, that's pretty
And Eric
low.
and the kids are going to be home all day the next day. They need at least 200 gallons to get them through the day. So I said, you know what? I'll wake up at 5 in the morning. I'll run out. I can go out and back, and I didn't have to wake up at 5 in the morning, like 6, and I can run out and back in 30 minutes and be fine, and I'll just do that. Well, I woke up, it's 20 degrees below zero. And I load up the water, I back the thing up to the cistern, I pull the hose out, I put it on, and the handle that opens up the water is stuck, like frozen. And I'm like, oh, crap, what am I going to do? And so I'm just kind of like trying to loosen it. And then you know what I do? I broke it.
Yep.
It snapped off.
Yep.
Well, now, and it is so cold, I'm in pain. I'm in serious pain. And so we had to drill a hole through it and basically break the whole thing just to get the water to come out. And it was frozen. It was just, it was awful. So cold days, not so great. But, I got used to it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
It'd be a hassle. I would not want to do that.
I was happy to move out of that house.
Yeah. Okay, that was my first thing.
My first thing is I'm very excited because proper football is back in my life.
Yes.
Last week was the opening of the British Premier League, the EPL, the whatever you want to call it, the Premiership, if you want to be really... My son told me the other day, he goes, I want to call it the Premier League, but I think I should probably call it the Premier League because it seems a little pretentious to call it the Premier League. But anyway, it's back, and Tottenham Hotspur, the team of Lower Road Radio... did you watch the whole game?
I watched it live.
You watched it live. Now, I was not able to watch it live, so I watched it later that night.
Right.
And
Well, I texted you about 75% of the way through the game.
Well, yeah, which I got to talk to you about that because you texted me. Let me just see. Here's what she said. Are you watching the game? I said, no, hopefully later tonight.
Yes.
And I know the time that you text me, it's about this far into the game. And you send me these angry face emojis.
Yes.
Which is not cool because, like, then I know something's not good and you're upset about something. And I want to watch the game fresh. And you can argue and you can say, well, I didn't really tell you anything. You don't know. And maybe I
didn't tell you anything.
I just think that if we want to talk about texting etiquette or etiquette for when somebody's recording the game and they're watching it later, what is the proper etiquette? You obviously broke it at this point.
Well,
so what is the proper etiquette?
I could have been angry about anything.
No, that was wrong. That was wrong what you did, and I would like you to apologize for what you did.
I am sorry.
Okay, thank you. Because then in the game, I'm like, they score early.
The other team.
Aston Villa does. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, now I know Jason's, he's probably not happy about this, but how far down the thing did he text me, And of course, then Tottenham didn't score till the second half.
Late in the second. I mean, it was late.
And then the floodgates opened after that. So I just feel like from a Tottenham standpoint, as long as we have Eriksen, we're fine, right?
When they subbed him in,
I know
the whole game changed.
I know he controls it. Now the rumor is although the transfer window is shut for England, it's not for a couple other countries,
right?
Spain included,
right?
And
he wanted to go to Madrid, right?
He wants to go to Madrid.
Yeah.
He wants a new challenge, whatever.
But that doesn't mean Madrid wants him.
Well, Madrid would like him, I think. But obviously, the question is, are they willing to give up enough to get him?
Right.
And it seems obvious to me, even if I didn't know anything about soccer, that he is integral for Tottenham.
Yes.
And there was some rumor that maybe the reason he wasn't even starting was because Pochettino knew that he wasn't going to be there in a week, and so he was like, "Yeah, I'm not even gonna put him out there.
He's got to have his own team.
Yeah, I got to play the team that's going to be with me all year, not this guy that's going to be gone in a week." Obviously, he put him in, and it made all the difference because the game just completely opened up the moment he got there. But you know who he got subbed in for? The guy that you hate.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
Winks.
Harry Winks.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's good.
He's young. He's really young.
He's got like foot skill, but he's not aggressive.
Yeah.
He doesn't create shots. I'm just not a Harry Winks fan.
Christian Eriksen is phenomenal.
He's very, very good.
So see.
I'm also not a fan of that Lamella.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
He's serviceable.
I just feel like, well, first of all, like where was Son?
He wasn't in there.
He wasn't in there.
Yeah.
And you don't like him as much as I do, but Dele Alli, he was
hurt.
Yeah, but you're going to have him later in the year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like these are pieces.
No, I think we're better with Dele Alli, but I also question his, head or something, because when I'm watching him play, it's like, I don't know, he just doesn't make.
At times, it doesn't seem like he cares.
Yeah, it's like when he gets the ball, he just gets rid of it.
He's lazy at times.
Every once in a while, he'll do some cute little stuff that's like, oh my gosh, that's really impressive what he just did. But I'd like to see him. I just don't see the effort that I see in Eriksen or Harry Kane or certainly Lucas Moura. Son would be the same way. Now, what do you think of the new guy, Dembele?
I like him.
Yeah. I mean, that shot that he had was like
from the top. Yeah, it was very good.
I mean, it was a shot. You know what I mean? It wasn't just an accidental goal. I mean, he rocketed that thing. So.
Now, where did he come from? Do you know?
I want to say that he was. I think he was on some Italian team. Okay. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I could be wrong about that.
It's one of those things. I mean, because we're new to the game, and I've only watched English Premier. I haven't watched a whole lot of.
Yeah.
I only watch Spanish.
I'll watch the English stuff. I watch quite a bit of the German stuff, and if Barcelona's on, I'll watch them.
Now, Christian Pulisic, they lost 4-0.
They lost 4-0 to Man United. Now they hit the crossbar twice in the first half.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could have been 2-0 at one point, and then that completely changes the game. I don't know how good Chelsea is or how good Man United is. Now, Man United looks better. Yeah. Last year, they started off really bad. They got rid of their coach. Things seem to get better. They got these young guys, Rashford and Martial, and they got rid of Lukaku. It looks like they're trying to bring in, just let these younger guys rise to the occasion. Yeah. They played super fast and super aggressive. I think that Chelsea, as we speak, Chelsea's playing Liverpool in the Super Cup.
Okay.
But I think that Chelsea, I don't know. I think the verdict is still out. Now, Christian Pulisic did not play. Oh, I think he got subbed in towards the end, but they didn't even start him.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Of course, we're rooting for Pulisic because he's an American and we want him to do well. I think he's great. I like everything about him. But so it's interesting to see what happens there. Liverpool and Man City both crushed.
It was
their people. I think it was West Ham and Norwich City.
Yeah.
So they look as good as ever. Man City in particular, now that they've got what's his name back? Oh shoot, what's that guy? That Belgian guy? I totally forget his name. I feel like he's like the Ericsson of that team that just kind of makes everything go. So I don't know. We'll see.
No, it's
Kevin De Bruyne. Sorry, that was going to bother me.
The watching soccer has, once again up front, we didn't grow up watching it, and it took me a while to get into it. Now that I've watched it, that's all I want to watch.
Yeah,
we watched a little bit. I watched the first. I'll talk about this here in a minute. This will actually lead on to my next topic, but we watched a little bit of the Browns preseason game.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who they played. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So this is my second thing. So Baker Mayfield drives down the field. First down, throw, touchdown.
Yeah.
Looked amazing, subs out. I was watching it with Harrison because, he's on fire for this stuff. And then they throw in all the subs. And even that, it was fun to watch the first possession.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, I know.
The commercials and breaks.
I've tried to watch soccer, and I've tried to watch football after watching soccer, consistently watching soccer. And
it's
it is
tough.
It's not, for anybody that grew up watching soccer, I cannot imagine deciding like, oh, football's better.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's how come I don't think Europe will ever have a real NFL league or team.
I feel
they really want London to have a team. I don't see
know.
how that's going to happen.
I feel like it's stupid to try. You own America. That's fine.
Yes.
As long as you own America, you're going to be doing just fine. Just grow your game here. Don't worry about it. Maybe if you want to go, expand in Canada, if you want to expand maybe
Russia.
Yeah, some other places, but forget England, forget any
traditional
countries.
soccer. Yeah, leave it alone.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And so in that game, though, we talked about this. This was one of my 3 things about 6 episodes ago. There was a player who basically lied and got a tryout for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I heard
Remember
about
this?
that, yeah.
So did you catch this? What happened in the game?
He scored a touchdown?
Returned a punt for a touchdown, or a kick for a touchdown.
He was like homeless.
He was homeless, literally living on the street.
Yeah.
He lies, gets a tryout, runs a 4.38 40, and they're like, this guy has some wheels. We'll find a place for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't on anybody's list for anything.
Yeah.
This guy just came out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then, he played community college.
It's like that guy that you talked about that shows up and throws 95 miles an hour at
throws 96 miles an hour. Like, where was this guy?
Yeah.
How come we didn't have him?
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. I'm rooting for the Browns. I think Baker Mayfield is special. This homeless dude that's playing for the Browns returning kicks. I can't wait to see him return 5 more kicks. I think it would be amazing.
So the Browns over-under is set at 9 this year.
9 games?
Yeah.
I think it'll be over.
And the over is getting hit. So obviously 500 is 8-8.
It'll be over.
I think 10 wins get you in the playoffs, I feel like.
Their division is taking a step back, I think. Pittsburgh's taking a step back. Baltimore's taking a step back. Cincinnati is just hovering around mediocre always.
They're worse than mediocre. I don't think they're very good.
So, I think the Browns could win that division. And that's saying something because 2 years, they didn't win a game for 3 years.
Yeah.
They didn't win a game on a Sunday for 3 years. They won one game on a Saturday.
It was really ugly.
Really ugly. And maybe they make the playoffs and make a run.
I like the Browns when they're bad. It's fun to me to have a really bad team, but we'll see.
Once again, I'm telling you right now, if the Browns win the Super Bowl, there will be a party like no other party.
Listen, as a lifelong Browns fan, I couldn't be wanting that anymore.
Okay, that was my second thing.
The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, in particular the homeless dude that ran back at kickoff, which I think is phenomenal. I think it's a great story.
Yeah. Well, he probably had a lot of practice of like running with bread that he had just taken for his family or something.
What is he, Aladdin?
That's what I'm thinking. All right, my second thing is there's this show on Netflix that I was really interested in called The Great Hack. Are you familiar with it?
I am not.
So it's a documentary, and the preview has like this is this guy like sitting in a room of people. The preview that I watched, and he said, how many of you feel like you've experienced this situation? You were talking about something, and then that day you saw that thing advertised on your phone.
Yes.
You and I believe in this.
I believe in it 100%.
And so that's kind of like the hook. For me it was. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. We're going to be able to talk about this on the show, blah, blah, blah. Well, I get about, 10 minutes into it, and I realized that this guy's whole premise for making this documentary is that Trump got elected. And this is impossible because all of the stats, everything said that Trump couldn't be elected, and somehow social media and this and this and this have like tricked people into thinking and blah, 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 blah. I mean, his whole premise is Trump got elected, something went wrong.
Something's broken.
And it can't be the fact that people actually wanted him to be president.
Well,
because here's my problem with this episode, with this documentary, is that he's going into it. His premise, the whole premise that he's going into it is nobody with the brain would actually elect him president.
Right.
The only people that would ever elect him president are people that are stupid, that have been tricked into thinking that he would be a good president.
Deplorables.
But nobody actually intelligent or educated could ever vote for him as president. And if that's your premise, and now you're going to prove that premise, I don't want to watch your show.
No,
that
sounds awful.
It was infuriating.
Yeah.
Because the topic is actually really interesting to me.
Yes.
And the little bit that I saw, what he was saying is that the phones and everything they've just gotten so good at predicting your patterns of behavior that they know what you're going to want. That they're not necessarily listening to you.
No, they are listening.
But they know what you're going to want.
Absolutely 100% they're listening. I know this to be true. I have said and done things that I've never searched on my phone. Like I'm talking about, life jackets or something.
I think it was last.
And then I get a life jacket ad on my phone.
I think it was last year, maybe year and a half ago. We were at Dad's house.
Yes.
And you said something about Bud Light.
Yes.
And then you pull up Instagram and 5 minutes later, there's a Bud Light advertisement.
Yes.
Which you say you've never seen.
I've never. Why would you search Bud Light in your phone?
Right.
Like that's not something I'm going to search.
And it's not like Bud Light's like dropping tons of advertisements for you.
No, I've never seen a beer commercial up until that point on my phone ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then within 5 minutes, and you were witness to that.
I saw it happen with my own eyes.
So yeah, I mean, this is it's outrageous. I guarantee you they're spying on us. I just don't know how
this
to
kind of feels like the anti-internet episode. We kind of
really
started
does.
off like that. Yeah.
How do we use it for our power, though? I mean,
the internet?
Yeah,
I think we're doing that right now.
Oh, yeah,
we're
that's
trying
right.
to.
Yeah.
So far, it's not working.
Well, I mean, it's kind of working.
Our numbers are getting better.
That is
and
true.
we have people following us more and more and more. So, this might be a good opportunity to pull out your phone and comment, rate, and subscribe to the show.
Yeah, I've had friends recently, because early on, I will admit, I didn't want to actively share it with all of my friends. Mm-hmm. Like, let's practice first.
Right.
Let's get out there. Let's do a good job.
Yeah.
And then I will share it.
Right.
Well, since then, I've run into new people, friends, coaches, teammates, of my kids and stuff like that, parents. And I've shared the show with them, and they listen to it, and they're like, I like it. Mm-hmm. And they're texting me at weird random times, like responding to something that we said in the show, and I'm like, I feel awful because I don't remember talking about it. But
I forget the moment we press stop. I forget everything I said.
I do too,
which is a little scary because sometimes I'm listening to it.
But it's true. So positive feedback all the way through. We've been featured on multiple sites.
Mm-hmm. We're not going away.
No. Our wives have tried to stop us.
Every single week, my wife basically tries to stop it. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do the podcast tonight at 8. She's like, what? The pod what? The whatcast? What? What are you talking about? The thing I do every single week.
For the last 8 years.
Yeah, on this day. That's tonight? Yeah, that's tonight. Oh, okay. I just forget. Yeah, I don't know how every single week. I guarantee you she has no idea I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
But she's out of town, so what does she care? All right, Jason. What is your third thing?
My third and last thing, set your calendar. We're going to Iowa, August 13th, 2020.
2020.
2020.
Okay, sorry, that because I was going to say that's yesterday.
It's 364 days away.
Okay.
The Yankees and the White Sox are going to be playing a Major League Baseball game.
I did see this
in the Field of Dreams.
I saw this. This is a genius idea.
Oh my gosh.
For mid-August baseball.
Yes,
right.
August is when everybody shuts it off, right? I can't tell you. So they're going to actually put up 8,000 seats. Okay. So there will be an audience there.
And you said it's the Yankees and the White Sox?
Yankees and the White Sox. It's actually going to be a home game for the White Sox.
And what is the... I just saw the thing. I assume you maybe know more about it than I do. You already do because you said there's 8,000 seats. What is the deal with the fence, the outfield?
So, yeah, I don't have details on that. It better be just corn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There better not be a fence. I don't have details on what the fence will actually look like.
So if it is just corn, you feel like
there's going to be an umpire judgment call. If
whether
you
it's
catch
a ground rule double. Well, so like if the ball rolls into the corn, to me that's a ground rule double.
Yes.
But if it goes over the corn, it's a home run.
Yes. But if you catch it 3 rows into the corn,
then
it's
you catch
an out.
it. Yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
if you run back into the row of corn and you just happen to get it.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if anybody will be able to see. Right, if you just
I know,
run
but how
into-
great is
if
this?
you just run to the corn and corn's flying everywhere, and then you come out 2 seconds later with the ball in your hand, who's to say?
That's true. Now, if they filmed it if they played this game in early July or late June,
Yeah.
it would be like chest high.
Well, no, yeah, you have to do it at this
It
time.
has to be later in the year.
That's a lot of pressure if you're that guy,
The farmer.
the farmer with that corn. Like you got to get that right.
Yes.
I assume they're probably going to put some kind of genetically modified corn that's like
Guaranteed to grow.
guaranteed to
It
grow,
might not
tall
be
and
worth
wide.
eating at all.
Yeah, no one will ever. It's like radioactive or something.
Although, if they sold that corn,
Yeah,
they could make a lot of money, I
I
think.
guess. Yeah,
I think you could.
maybe.
So this will be the first Major League Baseball game ever played in Iowa. Because,
That's
they
cool.
don't have a team. They have minor league teams.
Yeah.
I think Davenport might be minor league for the Cubs.
Yeah,
But this is exciting. I want to go to this game so
Do you feel
bad.
like Kevin Costner throws out the first pitch?
He has to.
Right. I think James Earl Jones has to can we make James Earl Jones the
Announcer?
The announcer
Absolutely.
that calls everybody up to
Yes.
the plate. Yeah.
Batting third, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Trying
mean,
to
he
think
could
of
record it. Listen, record it now, because
Yeah.
if he dies, we'll just play it
just all the names of all the players.
on the current rosters, and then anticipate the Yankees might pick up a couple.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think of all of the things that you could, like at the snack stand, you get like just like Moonlight graham crackers or something, Do you remember Moonlight graham?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all of the different elements that this game is going to have.
Well, honestly, it doesn't have to have anything.
After the game, dads and sons can play catch on the field for free.
Yeah.
Like that's like,
that has to happen.
right.
And
Only
it's gotta be a night
only
game,
dads
right?
and sons.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
But I identify as a male.
Yeah, not in baseball. There's no
crying in baseball. So it's got to be. I don't think my phone doesn't say if it's a day game or a night game. It's got to be a night game, right?
Yeah.
With the lights.
Did they? Yeah, because he had the lights in the movie.
So they were like practicing during the day. They were sitting out there practicing.
but they did have lights at night.
They did have lights at night.
That's when they played the games.
Yes.
This has got to be a night game.
It has to.
Yeah.
This is going to be so great. It might be the most watched regular season baseball game ever.
So
right?
what if you and I
Yeah.
dress up like an old-timey baseball player
Okay.
and find out where this field is?
Yes.
And we pull a few miles away.
Uh-huh.
And when the game starts, we walk through the corn
Yes.
from the other side of the field. And then halfway through the fourth inning, we just walk out of the outfield looking like Shoeless Joe Jackson.
What we should do is get a bunch of baby powder and put it all over us.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're Ghost.
Yeah. This is one of the better ideas I've had. Do you think they're setting up contingencies for that?
Yes. It's going to be heavily secured.
Yeah, you're walking through the corn, though. Nobody can see you through the corn.
I mean, come on.
Hey, and if we're wearing Lower Road Radio shirts or something,
Yeah.
that's all the better.
It's going to get some national news.
Yeah. Two idiots from a podcast called Lower Road Radio.
This is great. I'm just so excited to watch this game. I really, really want to be there. The tickets are going to be outrageous. I mean, they're going to be $800 a ticket.
You think it's going to be super expensive?
It's only 8,000 tickets.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people want to go to this game?
Yeah. You feel like after the game, you pull out a giant screen and you screen the movie like on the field?
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think of all the things you could do to make this.
I think the game alone is going to be awesome. They need to wear old-timey uniforms.
Yes.
Retro.
Absolutely.
Like the older the better.
Who should call the game in your opinion? Bob Costas?
Yeah, that was in my gut. Bob Costas was the first one that popped up.
Bob Costas and Bob Euchre.
I would be totally on board with that.
Let's do that.
Yeah. With Tim Kirchin on the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. What is there anything else we're missing? Like, is there another, like, are there other opportunities? Like, I would have had this thought. It's not like I've been thinking my whole life. You know what the Major League Baseball should do is they should play a game in Iowa on a cornfield that looks just like the field.
I'm actually saying I didn't think this. I feel like I should have thought this a long time ago.
Well, this is what I'm saying. There's probably other ideas out there.
Oh, like other sports?
I guess.
Well, they've done like ice hockey outside. Right?
I've always said that they should play an NBA game at Rucker Park.
Yes. We've talked about that before, too. I think they should do multiple NBA games outside. Mm-hmm. You know, there's all sorts of parks that you could do it at.
Specifically, you play a game at Rucker.
Yes.
And the fans are you fit who you can fit in there, but maybe even don't even do that. You just let people stand up and like normal. You want it to feel like a game at Rucker Park.
At college basketball, they do it on the Battleship.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of cool.
Except it got canceled like 2 years in a row because of the wind. It's like, wait a minute. Nobody thought that this was going to happen?
Well, that's why.
Throw the ball up in the air, but like on a battleship, like in the ocean, there's going to be a constant.
I think it's in a
breeze.
port somewhere. It's not like out in the middle of the ocean.
Either way, it didn't work. But I think in a park, and you're right. The wind, that's more
fun. It's a
fun.
factor. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see a strong wind.
Mm-hmm. Chains
on the net. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The sound of the ball going through the chain is pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
okay. So that's basketball. We've got baseball. What would be football? I don't know.
I mean, I'm trying to think of iconic football movies, but I mean, I can't really think of anything.
No.
And I feel like they'd be a lot less apt to do that because there's so few football games. You know, for the Cleveland Browns to say, yeah, we'll forfeit one of our home games. I mean, that's a massive revenue opportunity, for a home stadium. So
we've talked about it before, but the football idea that is phenomenal is if they built a stadium that was meant for TV viewing, so they had 8,000 cameras mounted everywhere,
right?
And so maybe even no fans. Maybe it's just a camera zone, and they're everywhere. You would catch every angle, every zoom, everything.
Weird. It would be cool. It would be weird to watch, though, because without the sound of the fans, like screaming and stuff, it would be quiet. You just pipe it in?
Yeah, pipe in the audio. Pipe in, like, cheering and
I don't like that.
Booze.
I don't like that at all. I mean, honestly, maybe a football game on a battleship where you could, like, accidentally, like, out of bounds is the side of the battleship.
Yes.
Like, you just fall off into the water.
I like that. That's pretty good.
There is no out of bounds on either side. It just, I mean, if you can,
why does that not happen?
That seems
needs
like
to
a
happen,
great
yes.
idea.
That would be a great idea.
I mean, what if you catch it and then you're hanging on the edge of it, and then you throw the ball back up to your guy? You know?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That's a great idea.
Okay, that's it.
That would be actually be a lot of fun to watch. People would definitely die, but
well, I mean, what if they had to wear like life preservers? Like instead of football pads, they wear.
It's all the same, right?
We wear a life jacket.
Yeah, it's all the
same. So if you fall in the water, I mean, you're going to float. They go back and get you.
And you got like people down there waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, little rescue boats down there.
That's a really good idea.
That's it right there. Okay.
I mean, while we're at it, baseball game on the battleship, and the outfield is just the edge. You know what I mean? And you, when you hit it over, and my thought is like if you can jump and catch it, even if then you fall into the water, it's still an out. That would be awesome.
I think there'd be a lot of people hacked off like foul balls. Like, come on, guys, we only got so many balls here. You know, we can't be kicking all these off in the ocean.
That's really funny. All right, my third thing is it? Are we already on my third thing?
Yes.
Okay, we're on my third thing is. Well, I guess it's okay. I got two things, and neither of them are good. How's this?
Okay.
I mean, you and I were just talking before the show started that Sunderland Till I Die, which is like maybe my favorite thing on Netflix that I've watched in the last year.
It is my favorite thing on Netflix.
They have renewed. There is going to be another season, but they haven't said when it's going to be.
Season 2, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it 2 years ago?
I think so.
I thought it would have been last year's because they were in.
No, they got demoted again
to the third tier.
Yes.
Oh dear. But then they got promoted to the second tier, I think. Have you followed them?
Like, they lost. I thought they lost that game.
So they're still in third tier?
I think they're still in third tier. Gosh. Because it was a playoff game. We talked about that.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, Sunderland is a soccer team, a football team in England.
Somewhat successful.
Yeah, perennial Premier League team.
Yeah.
And then they hit some bad times, and they get demoted to the second league, and then they
get demoted
again. And it seems like they can't
there,
get out of their own way. And obviously the problem with getting demoted is that you lose money, which makes you weaker.
Right.
And so, it's just it's not impossible. People do it all the time. They do it every year, but it's really difficult then to climb out of that
negative
hole.
Momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Browns, you lose a couple years, you're still going to get a good draft pick. You still make as much money as everybody else.
Yeah.
And you're going to come back around.
Yeah.
Right? Football, worst to first, happens all the time. Soccer, if you go worst and you dump down a league or down 2 leagues, if you're bad 2 years in a row, it seems like it's impossible
because
to get
what
out.
happens is these teams, when they get relegated into the lower league, they have to give up some of their best players because they can't afford to pay them anymore.
That's right.
And so it's not only are you now in a lower league, but you're not even as good as you were last year when you were the worst team in the league that you were in.
Right.
So you are continuing to get worse. It's the perfect like dog-eat-dog system.
Well, the hope would be that you could trade the good player or the high money player for prospects.
Yeah.
And 3 years down the road, you're there.
Well, they have the loan system too. You can put players out on loan. So it's like I can loan my best player to, I don't know, Chelsea
for a year,
or whatever,
and
for
then
a
if
year,
you bump up,
and I
you
can
get
get some
back.
money from them,
Yeah.
in order to shore up my team. But it's certainly a lot of moving pieces that they have to come up with. And so as far as I'm concerned, they could give me, I don't know, 30 of these documentaries. Just give me 30 different English soccer teams from all different levels. I will watch all of them. It is super compelling, and not just the Sunderland thing. The Sunderland is compelling, but the thing about it is each one of these teams in England all have their own history.
Yes,
they all have their own feel. Whether it's like your North London, your South London, like every
they have rituals. They have all these stories.
Right.
Yeah.
So just to soak yourself in the world of this, it matters. Like it makes all of the different Sunderland in. The Sunderland Football Club in Sunderland is everything. I mean, the whole thing starts off with them in a church, and the pastor or the priest or whatever the church is praying for the soccer team.
Yes.
Like, not ironically.
Because the soccer team is their community.
Right. And when they get demoted, then a lot of people, or relegated, a lot of people lose jobs, a lot of people lose money. The whole town is being held together by this one team.
Yeah. It's a
so
fantastic
good.
series.
I cannot wait for it to come back.
It's very well done.
Yeah.
I mean, the filmmakers, the editors, the producers, it's done very, very well.
Now, I've never watched like this Hard Knocks, like NFL stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this?
No. The thing that we do watch on Netflix is the college players that have to go play at community college or division.
Yeah. You've told me about
Second
that. I've
Chance,
not watched
I think
it.
it's called.
Yeah.
Second Chance U.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so the one that we're kind of watching right now, the coach is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, just awful. F-bomb every third word.
Yeah.
And because they're tanking as a team.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to turn it around.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's just a disaster unrolling before you. Definitely not family friendly. Don't watch it with the kids around. But as far as storytelling is concerned, they tell a fabulous story. Netflix or whoever makes this.
Right. There's a college football one on Amazon. It's called like All or Nothing, and I think Michigan is it's like, I think what they're going for is the college version of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And I think Michigan, because it's got like Jim Harbaugh on the cover. I actually might watch it because Jim Harbaugh is super compelling.
I like Jim Harbaugh.
My family is in Ann Arbor right now, by the way. Did you know
Really?
this? Yeah.
No. Why are they in Ann Arbor?
I told them not to. Visiting family. I told them not to.
You have family in Ann Arbor?
It's distant. It's distant family. It's like a cousin of Erica's grandma or something, and her family is visiting, and so they wanted to go see these people.
There's no reason to go to Ann Arbor.
Well, that's what I told them. I said
been there.
It's the
nothing.
nexus of all evil in the universe.
Yeah.
I tried to explain it to them, but they wouldn't listen to me. And I said, well, have fun, because I'm not going.
But Dad,
no,
I told you it's Ann Arbor. I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I ever stutter? Did I ever waver? And you better pray to God that your grandpa never finds out about this. All right, Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
My Netflix suggestion of the week is brought to you by Hulu.
Okay.
Mythbusters. Seasons like 12 through 16, the last 6 or 7 seasons that they had. My kids have recently discovered Mythbusters. Mm-hmm. And it's really great. I love watching it with them because the kids are fascinated by this. And they're, some of these Mythbusters things are completely outrageous, the things that they do.
Yeah.
Like they duct tape a plane together to see if it could fly. Mm-hmm. And my kids kept on asking questions, but what about this and how's this? And it's great.
I like Mythbusters. I think I discovered Mythbusters, it was when I lived in Virginia. It was a long time ago,
yeah.
And I was sick, like super sick. And I just came across it on Discovery Channel, and it was like, for whatever reason, it was a marathon of like their first 2 seasons, and I watched like all of them. And ever since then, I've always kept up with Mythbusters and watched it pretty much through the end. I don't think I've seen every episode.
Well, like the last season, they replaced everybody.
Yeah.
They try to use replacements, and it's just not the same.
I think they were trying to get the show to be something like after these people, right?
Yeah.
To create, but obviously the show, and that's my beef with the show is I really didn't care for the Carrie.
Oh, I like them, Grant
and I just like Jamie,
Adam and Jamie
and Adam.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the show.
No, I like them all. I like everything about it.
And anytime the show ended up being more Carrie, Grant, and
the other guy.
or whatever. Yeah, not Jamie, but yeah, those other guys. Anytime the show ended up being less of the main two, I never cared for it.
See, I like it all.
I always felt like they were pressing.
It's a good change of pace. I mean, it goes back and forth. I love it. And my kids love it, and so it's a great family show. Occasionally they'll stumble across some things that are like, yeah, I wish they really wouldn't do that, but for the most part, it's family friendly.
Okay.
Like they do a lot of Battle of the Sexes, things like that.
And it's on Amazon Prime.
No, Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my Netflix suggestion of the week is it's a documentary called Screwball. Are you familiar with it?
I am not.
It is, I'll read, Billy Corbin's true crime dramedy investigates the MLB's infamous doping scandal involving a nefarious clinician and his most famous client, the New York Yankees, Alex Rodriguez. I got this suggestion from Adam the male nurse. He texted me and said, "You've got to watch this. Thank me later." So this is a Netflix suggestion on behalf of friend of the show, Adam and the male nurse.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I only have watched like the first 15 minutes of it because then I got swept away doing something else, and I haven't been able to get back to it. Not because I don't want to,
right?
But I just couldn't keep watching it for whatever reason. So it's a documentary as told by the main characters, I guess. But the interesting thing is, so when somebody's telling a story and then he's like, and so then I was like this and I was like that and then he was like this. And you know how they do it on like Drunk History, how they have then people reenacting it?
Yes.
This is just like that, except it's kids.
Okay.
They have like little kids reenacting it. So there's like 2 guys talking at a bar, and the kids washing the bar, like pouring a drink, and they're like saying the words as you're hearing the guy tell the story. It's kind of good. And like it's different for sure, and it's pretty well done. So it's kind of captivating in that way. I mean, it's TVMA. It's not like a kids show because some of the stuff that happens.
Speaking of drunk history, I love that show.
I know you like that show. I tried to like it. I just don't like drunk people, and I never have. And so it's just too hard for me not.
I want to be on this show.
Well, yeah, it's just really hard for me not to.
I will say this, depending upon who they're interviewing, sometimes it's really obnoxious.
I really feel like the one that I watched or whatever, I maybe watched 2 of them. They're really short, right?
Yeah. Usually in any episode, there's like 3 of them in one episode.
Okay, so maybe I watched 1 episode. I feel like at least 2 of the people were playing it up a little much. Like they knew what they were supposed to be doing, and they I think, were acting a little drunker than they actually were. I feel like the goal is to get them as drunk as you can and then be like, tell me the story, like, for real. But they know what the show is. So I think a part of them, because when you're drunk, you lose inhibition, and you're like, I'm the funniest person in the world. And so...
Some of it is like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I mean, I've seen quite a few of them.
Yeah. If it was like, if there was some way that you could, I don't know. I guess I don't like drunk people. So I guess that's it. Maybe like take them to a dentist office and put them on like the sleeping gas.
Yeah.
How you have like the kid, the video on YouTube and stuff like that.
But then it wouldn't make any sense. He's trying to tell the story of Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
And he's talking about cats.
So you figure you got to be aware enough to like know a little bit of something. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If they're retelling, obviously, like if they're telling the story of Thomas Edison, they're reading about it, they're looking into it, right? They're educating themselves.
Yeah.
So they do have an agenda.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like some of these actors and comedians probably don't know that much about history anyway, so
no, that is
they
true.
might not even have to be drunk to be able to say something stupid. All right. So anyway, Screwball is my Netflix suggestion of the week. It's pretty good. And Jason, we forgot in show prep and while the show was happening.
Don't tell me you forgot to hit record.
To talk, yes. Okay, let's do it for real now. 3, 2, 1. We forgot to talk about the most important thing that we have to talk about.
Tottenham?
No.
What?
A little production company that happened to produce a show called Family Ties that we all watched. And at the end of Family Ties, there was a black dog.
It's not just Family Ties. Family Ties was one of them.
So here's the deal.
Do you have... I could do it on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. I pull it up on my computer, but I guess my speaker's all the way over there, so that wouldn't really work.
Listen, let me pull it up on my phone.
So Jason's going to pull it up on his phone. Here's the deal, okay? There's this production company, UBU Productions, UBU Productions, and you know how at the end of a TV show, they do like the little production company bit, and it's like a picture of them and their family or whatever, and there's a little sound effect that goes with it. And this one was like I said, UBU Productions, and at the end of Family Ties, and I think they did a couple other shows that were kind of popular. You would see Sit, UBU, Sit, or Boo Boo, depending on who you are and what you're listening. So we want you listen to it. The people, we'll have the people listen to it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, here we go.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.
Okay, can you play it again?
Yes. Okay, so sit, da-da, sit.
Right.
So we understand the word sit, and we understand, sit.
Yeah.
Good dog.
Yeah.
We agree on that.
Yes.
The part that we are looking for is the name of the dog.
Boo Boo.
It's either Boo Boo or Boo. Okay, so here it goes again. You ready?
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.
If he doesn't say Boo Boo, then everything I know about hearing my entire life is wrong. Because he says Boo Boo.
Boo Boo.
He 100% says Boo. Do you know how to slow the speed down?
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.
Can I actually slow it down on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll do it. Well, first of all, what do you think?
Okay, well...
Hold on, let me...
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Okay, wait, let me do it one more time. Hold on.
Okay.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.
So what's your opinion?
Okay, so I actually played this in front of my daughter and my son and my youngest son. Mm-hmm. Teddy just giggled, and he didn't know.
Yeah.
As one does. Stella initially thought it said boo-boo.
Because it does.
And then when I showed her the text where it says ubu, and she heard it again, she said, no, I think it's saying ubu.
Yeah.
So our house is divided. I err on the side of boo-boo because I hear two B's.
Yeah.
Ubu is only one B.
Okay.
So to me, it's all about the B.
Yeah, sure.
It's either a double B or single B.
100%.
Because you got the oo and you got a boo.
Right.
Either ubu or boo-boo.
Now, if the word before boo-boo was a word that ended in B,
yes.
like jab boo-boo, jab. You know what I mean? Like
jab ubu.
Right. Then maybe.
Yeah.
Here it is at half speed.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I mean, that's boo-boo.
That's boo-boo.
So this has caused major contentions in my house because I said, I don't remember how this even started. I said, I probably looked at one of my kids and said, sit, boo-boo, sit, and was like joking or something. And Erica said, it's ubu. I'm like, it's what? Now what? What are you talking about? She goes, it's sit, ubu, sit. It's not boo-boo. I'm like, you're crazy. You don't know what she's like, no, that's what it is. So, of course, I go straight to YouTube to pull it up. And I pull up the soundbite that says, sit, boo-boo, sit. It's and she will not. So she did all the research and found out that this guy's named David Goldberg. Yeah. He had a dog named Ubu. There's like a whole story about it, and he named that's his dog named Ubu, named after something that happened in the 60s from like that person.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's like legitimately that dog is named Ubu. That guy's dog is named Ubu. Okay. I won't argue
in real
that.
life.
I won't argue that. There's on the production company on the slide it says UBU Productions. I won't argue that. I get that. I totally believe that his dog is named
in real
Ubu.
life. His dog is named Ubu.
Yes.
The production company is named Ubu.
But and he's supposed to be the one saying it. I guess I can't say that for sure. But what I know to be a fact, and I will take to my grave, is that the words that are said on that video are sit, boo, boo, sit.
Okay, so let's do full speed and then half speed one more time. So this will be full speed.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
Yeah, it's boo-boo.
It's boo-boo.
It's boo-boo.
Right?
Yeah. Can you speed it up?
I can speed it up.
Try to double speed. Let's see if that makes a difference.
I don't know how that's... All right, here's double speed.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
Okay, that actually... Wait, do that one more time, because that's definitely a boo-boo.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
Okay, that's definitely... To me, that's even confirmation.
Yeah.
That's a boo-boo.
That even... Listen, I agree with you, but my wife and my youngest daughter do not, and I can't even bring it up anymore. Like, I can't... We had a group of people over at the house that night that I called you.
Yeah.
So we had the argument at dinner, and then I was taking Levi to soccer.
Yes.
And Levi and I were talking about it, and Levi's like, do you think Mom's, like, being for real, or does she actually think it says Ubu? I'm like, honestly, but I don't know. And then he pulled up the half-speed thing and when we were driving. I took him to soccer. Well, we got some people at our house. So when I come back, there are like, I don't know, 10 people at our house. And I said, hey, everybody come together. I want you to listen to something. And I played it. And I said, just tell me what you hear.
And you did regular speed or half speed?
Just regular speed.
Okay.
And they all heard Boo Boo.
Yes.
Now, once they heard the story, a couple of them, two of them switched and said, oh, yeah, okay, Ubu, I hear it now. And I said, no, it says Boo Boo, because we all agreed. And in fact, I didn't even pollute their minds. I didn't even say, does it say Ubu or Boo Boo?
What does it say?
I said, what does this say?
That's right.
And they said, it says Boo Boo. You know, Erica says that we're like so, I don't know, like culturally conditioned to think that a dog's name is Boo Boo, that when we hear sit, Ubu sit, we just translate it as Boo Boo. That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's Boo Boo.
I hear two B's.
Boo. You know why you hear two B's?
Because there are two B's.
Because there are two B's. Okay? It's and I can't even bring it up anymore.
It's absolutely.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
No matter what speed you play it at, it's sit, Boo Boo, sit.
It's sit boo boo sit.
In fact, I'm considering making this the new sign-off to Lower Road Radio, or maybe adding it on. I'm so passionate about this. I never want to forget this argument because I know that I'm
you're
right. Yeah.
Sit boo boo sit.
I mean, I happened to be speaking in front of about 70.
So, like, get rid of like the blue sweats and keep your stick on the ice. Like, get rid of it.
I don't know. I mean, I never want to stop reminding people to not wear the blue sweats. I think that's important.
That's very important.
And keep your stick on the ice is a nod to something that's important to us as well. So I just think I might say, this is.
What if we just tack it on at the very end
keep
after
your stick
the music?
on the ice.
No. Let's just play that little clip at the end of the music.
Play the audio from it?
Yes.
Okay. We can do that. That might be a little bit more work for me, but I could figure it out, I think.
I mean, will Ubu Productions
What if I just
us?
said, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding keep your stick on the ice, and never wear this blue sweats. Sit, boo-boo, sit.
Okay, no, what if that's my line?
Oh, you say sit,
Yeah.
boo-boo, sit.
So like, okay, let's just, this is a practice. We're not closing the show.
Yeah.
But let's just practice.
All right, so this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo-boo, sit.
You should just say good dog.
See, I don't know.
I think you should say good
okay,
dog.
let's do it again.
This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
Bum, 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 bum. That's it. I really want to do this.
Okay, I'm on board. So
What are the chances
yeah,
that we just completely forget next week and never do it again?
100%.
I don't want that to happen.
No, we need to write it down. We'll put it on a Post-it note.
Okay.
We'll put it up here in the office.
Sit, boo boo, sit. Well, that'll only make my wife madder when she sees it. So,
So it's a win-win.
it's a win-win. Sit, boo boo. I had to restrain myself. I found myself speaking in front of 70 people on
Yes.
Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I had to refrain myself from playing in front of all of them.
Yes.
But
to prove that you're right.
yeah, but for peace in my marriage, I chose not to do that because I'm the bigger person.
Yes. In a couple ways.
My goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's it. That's a show.
That's it.
All right. So, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.